Welcome to Day or Night Exotics TV. I'm Dale of the Night. The subject for this video is photographs of your animals, exotic pets, but more or less snakes in particular. This subject kind of came up with, this is not a controversy or anything, or some kind of a video with me ranting about somebody making a post about anything. It's just a general subject that pops up every once in a while with some people who own ball pythons in particular. This is where I've had this conversation the most, is when you share your pics of your animals, how far do you go as far as enhancing the photos that you took? Um, I would say there's places you should do it and there's places you shouldn't do it. And if you're gonna do it, you got to make sure people know that you did do it. But most people, if you own a ball python, you know that a photo has been enhanced with filters just by looking at them. You have to ask yourself a question of why somebody would do that. One of the reasons why I enhance photos of my animals, especially for Instagram, is that if you go on Instagram, you look and you use the hashtag, and you go on there and you find yourself, let's say a butterball python, which I just did photos of, and you see all these photos of people's butters. Not that they all look the same, but they kind of have the same vibe to them. That they look like butterball pythons. What I try to do on my Instagram, with my photos, is show you what the animals look like in a different light. So basically, if your eyesight was completely different and you got to see these animals in a different light, what they would look like if their colors were popped and enhanced to the fullest extent, and in an environment with lighting that is probably not as normal as you would see in the wild. And that's where I come up with the ideas for my photos. I am a photographer, so and and a video maker. Obviously for YouTube, as well as I make short films and film stuff. So I'm always messing around with filters on pretty much everything that I do to enhance the video or the photos. A lot of people don't realize that human eyesight is not really all that evolved over time. Compared to a lot of different animals in this world, our eyesight is pretty pathetic, to be honest. It's not anywhere close to what some of these other animals have out there. It's not as bad as a dog's or something like that, but even that, they have obviously a lot better vision. You don't have to put your glasses on a dog or even contacts. Humans have really bad eyesight in comparison to most other animals in the animal kingdom, in which human beings are animals. We're just what we call highly intelligent animals. But we don't always see everything and pick up on everything in this world as far as color goes. So those colors that you see in all those photos and the photos that you're looking at here, no matter what the animal is, those colors exist in that animal, or I would not be able to filter them that much. I'm not coloring on them. That's different. Photoshopping a picture is completely different than enhancing a photo. So if I have a photo and I decide to change the carapace of this tarantula to blue when I know it's pink, that's a different story. But I'm just pulling up the natural colors that are already in this animal to begin with, that other animals and organisms in the animal kingdom see all the time. Obviously, a ton of animals see with a very richer range of color. Some, seeing the color spectrum, with just a simple color like the color red, they might see 100 different variations of that color red. Very intricate stuff. Humans haven't evolved long enough to be able to see some of those colors other animals see all the time. Now, where I draw the line is obviously if you're going to sell an animal and you decide you want to post pics of an animal you want to sell, and they're pics that have been highly pulled up with contrast, added color to make it more vivid, make it look cooler, and then you're selling that animal to somebody who doesn't know any better, and they get that animal and obviously it doesn't look anything like the picture that you had, that you sold it to them with those enhancements, with the filters. That's where you draw the line. Obviously, there's a difference between selling an animal. You definitely want to show it in the most natural light as possible, so that there's no doubt in anyone's mind that when they get that animal, they are getting an animal that looks as close to that picture as possible. So no filters should be added, which is why I keep a lot of my glamour shots just to Facebook, sharing it off my Instagram. When I'm doing something like a video, I tend to pull back off of that and I just show natural lighting because that's what the animal looks like. So again, there's a huge difference between having fun with these pictures and any creativity you can pull into them just to pull up natural colors that's in there. It's not like you're drawing on them, like I said. That's highly different than actually taking photos and saying they look exactly like whatever you did to alter the photo, and that's deception. There's nothing deceptive about these photos. These are photos that were just enhanced to pull out the natural colors that are there that the human eye cannot see. I encourage people to do the same. Be creative with your pics, and that'll do it for this one, guys and gals. I'll see you next time. Take care and be safe.